All right, thank you all for joining us. It looks like we have a little bit smaller group. I'm guessing it's because of the traffic, unfortunately, and all the accidents happening around town because of the traffic. But thank you for coming, and I hope that you're continuing to get lots of information from Josh. For anyone that this is their first class, I am Jackie Weston. I'm the Executive Director at the Auburn Chamber of Commerce. And our wonderful speaker is Josh Hanish from Dedicated Web Designs. And he is an expert at social media and marketing. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to him because he's the one you want to listen to. Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Jackie. I appreciate it. It's good to see everyone on the call again this week. We are halfway through, I guess you'd say. We have 2 more left. We have this week and next week. We're going to do a little recap today, but also talk about some really important topics regarding those of you guys that have online shops or would like online shops and how to connect them to Facebook and Instagram. And we'll actually go through and I'll show you that. And I'll show you some of the features. And we're going to be talking, I'm going to make sure, since I didn't cover it last week, I'm going to make sure and talk about video and how you can really use that to help sell anything that you're selling, whether it's a service or a good. There's some keys that you should think about when you're posting a video or when you're actually thinking about creating a video. And then we're going to be talking about, again, I'm going to go through how to resize text one more time. And then I'm going to be talking about text. So how to write good text, and in the industry, we call it copy. And so we're just going to be learning how to incorporate emojis and how to properly write copy so that it's engaging and not too long-winded, and just hits the right tone that you want for the audience that you're trying to go after. We have a couple questions from last week that I'm looking at right here. And I'm going to go through these first, and then we'll get into video and how to use that to sell whatever you'd like on social media. And then we'll get into the rest of the topics. So this first question from last week is there a difference in reach on Facebook, whether you publish a post personally or if you let Canva publish it? I don't believe so. I've actually never published a post through Canva. We actually have a whole program that we run all of our clients' posts through, and we actually schedule them to run at certain times. And there's actually an AI feature in the software that we use that tells us for a particular client, you will reach more people, for instance, at Thursday at 11:38 a.m. you should post, because that's when a lot of your followers are on social media engaging. So to answer your question definitively, I don't know. It shouldn't matter where you're posting from, as long as you have the right hashtags and you're doing a little bit of that research that we talked about last week as far as finding those days and times on the Facebook analytics that show you exactly when a majority of your users are viewing your content. And then someone asked about hashtags. Is there some way, a website perhaps, that you can tell what hashtags are trending in a certain topic? Yes. So first off, some of the websites that you can do hashtag research on are great if your brand serves the whole entire country, because they can be really general. If you were to type in like hashtag Auburn CA into some of the websites, and I'll show you what they are in just a second, that would actually help narrow it down, and it would give you other suggestions. I'm going to show you how most professional web designers and graphic artists and marketers answer questions like that. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and all we do is there's no secret. We actually just go to Google, and if you are wondering, hey, are there hashtag websites out there? You can type in hashtag, and look, there you go. It already knew what I was looking for. Hashtag generator. So I've actually never used a hashtag generator on here. We've always done the research on Instagram, because like last time I showed everyone, you can in the Explorer piece of Instagram, you can go to the search and you can search just for hashtags. And I don't know if you guys remember what I said about finding hashtags that are less than 100,000 posts in age, I guess you'd say. You want to target those or smaller. But I haven't used this one. I'll click on this one. Looks like if you click on top right here and you type in, and I'm going to make it very specific. So we'll go Auburn, CA. Type that in, see what comes in. Oh, awesome. Great. That's the top hashtag. And this is why I don't necessarily use these very much, because they're more for like global or national. Because like if I were just to type in, let's say river rafting, it would give you all these other hashtags that you could use, but these aren't necessarily specific to your location. So anyone in the world who follows this will see your posts, which is great. It's not a bad thing, but if you're really trying to grow and service locally, you want to make sure you geotag those hashtags. All right, I'm going to go back to the question. Can you schedule to share someone's Facebook post? Yes, but you have to use a third-party application for it. So there's Hootsuite, there's Zoho, Social. There's a whole bunch. If you just Google social media schedulers or social media management software programs, you can use those to schedule posts. Oh, that's it. The rest was just a thank you. So that was nice. Awesome. So okay, let's talk about how to shoot and how to use video to help you guys sell on social media. The shorter the better. And we talked about how if you're going to shoot a story, so that's portrait mode in Instagram and also Facebook, you want to actually have your phone match portrait. So you should be shooting like this. And if it's going to be a post for within the actual account, so a post, not a story, you want to shoot usually like this, because you're gonna have to crop it down to square anyways. If you can shoot it like this, but you got to make sure that your content is in a square size. Shooting landscapes easier to make that happen. So I'll just give you some examples. So if you're selling a product, it's not just good enough to have a picture of your product for two reasons. One is it's so sterile and so one-dimensional in that it's just one view, nothing's moving of the product. If you can have a video where someone is holding whatever product it is, it could be a beverage, a meal, a piece of jewelry, anything, a bottle of lotion. If someone is holding it, or you have it on a stand and you're able to like go around, or maybe like do a 180 around the product instead of like all the way around, that is going to get so many more views on social media. I mean, just think about it. If you're scrolling through your feed and there's a video, you're going to stop, even if it's just for a split second longer to see what that is. We can't help it. We are made in such a way where anything that moves, we notice it, and pictures don't move. So keep it, 10 seconds to 30 at the max. If you're talking on the video, you want to enable closed captioning so that at least on Facebook, your words will show up on the video. The reason why you want to do that is for two reasons. One, if people have their volume on and you're maybe not speaking super precisely, or just you're far away and the microphone's not picking you up, people will still be able to read what your message is. But a lot of us, we have our phones on silent because either we're in public and we don't want sound to just blare out, or we just don't want to be constantly like hitting new videos and new sounds like coming on. So a lot of us, we look at social media in silent. So if you have something important to say about your product, you want to make sure that you have closed captioning enabled so that when people are on their phone in silent mode, they can still read the words that are coming, that you're talking about going across the screen. And then just cut to the chase. Don't like, it doesn't have to be this like elaborate production, like this Hollywood production. It just, whatever it is, shoot it and you're done, and then post it. If you are talking to the camera, so if I'm shooting a video, so let's pretend right now that I'm shooting a social media, I'm talking to you guys. You need to either get, they're pretty inexpensive. I think they're like $10 on Amazon. Get a tripod that will fit your phone so that it's a stable image. If the image is shaky, people aren't gonna view it as much. So you wanna get a tripod that you can set up or have someone hold it. And you wanna make sure that the lighting, so like right now, the lighting is actually not the greatest. So this window right over here, you shouldn't have lighting like this in the background. All the lighting should be coming from behind the camera, pointing onto you. There's lights that you can buy, again, that are fairly inexpensive. You can go to that length, but natural light's the best. So if you can position yourself so that you're actually facing a window, so the camera's in front of the window and the light's coming in from behind the camera onto you, that's the best. Intro yourself. Keep it short and sweet. Hi, I'm Josh with Dedicated Designs, and then you go right into it. There you go. That's what I was just going to talk about. Saying is great if you, or it's not great, but if it's okay if you keep it to a bare minimum. It's okay to rehearse a little bit of what you're going to say. I've been known to actually have giant cards made if I'm shooting a social media video, where I'm actually reading, and you position it to where you can't see, the viewer can't tell that you're reading something. They just think that you're looking right at the camera. If that seems very scary to you, I'm sure if you have employees, I'm sure there's someone on your team that will take that for you. In fact, a lot of younger people, it comes natural to them because they grew up with this and they love being on camera. So I would say don't force it. If it's not your personality, don't do it. Have someone else do it for you, and you can coach them and you can give them the message that you want to portray, that you want to go out there. I talked a little bit last week about editing the video on Canva or on your phone. You don't need to buy fancy editors or anything like that. You can just use the preloaded video editing software that comes on your computer, or like I said, on Canva. Facebook's great. You can actually edit videos on Facebook and also on YouTube. You can actually edit videos on Instagram. So there's so many different places to edit video simply that you don't need to buy an expensive program to do that. I also want to talk about length of video. So Facebook, you can pretty much post as long as you want within reason. I mean, I wouldn't go more than like 5 minutes. Reels on Instagram. So Reels is their live feature of videos. That is pretty much unlimited. You can shoot that as long as you want. Stories on Instagram. I believe, actually, let me look that up real quick. I just realized I don't know that off the top of my head. Story length. Hey, Googling. Stories can be 15 seconds. That's right. And the live stream videos can be 60 minutes. For some reason, I was thinking 60 seconds, but it's for the story, but it's 60 minutes for the live stream, or also called the Reels. For Instagram, so like the post video length, so there's some ways to get around it. So an Instagram like regular post can be 60 seconds long, but if you've ever seen on Instagram, you can actually have more than one picture. So it creates kind of like a carousel. You can take a 4-minute video and chop it up into 4 1-minute pieces and upload 4 videos to one post, so that when people are looking at your post on Instagram, they watch a minute of video and then it kicks them to the next one. And then they watch that minute of video, which just picks up right where the other one left off, and then goes on to the next one. So just know that any one post video can be 60 seconds, but you can have multiple videos per post. So you can get away with more video time that way. You just have to do a little work on your end of editing it down. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I don't know if there's any questions before we go into text and pictures.
I don't have any questions here.
Okay, perfect. Cool. Okay, so next week we're going to talk about ads and how to build those ads and how to use your budget effectively. Because the idea is that while this is a lot of information coming at you guys, the idea is that day one was setting up social media profiles. And then the last day is, okay, you have everything set up. We know how to post. We know all about hashtags, content creation, writing copy. Okay, let's take all that knowledge and actually make some ads. Because like I said on the very first day, sadly, you have to pay money to get your content seen unless you can come up with some amazingly like viral content that's like just goes nuts. Then you won't get the reach that you need to make it worth your time to do social media. Luckily, it doesn't have to be very much. Some businesses spend $10 a month. Some businesses spend $10,000 a month. It doesn't matter. What all that matters is that you have a marketing budget. And I'm going to go on my soapbox just for a little bit. Marketing should never be looked at as a cost. If you're doing it properly, it's an investment in your business. And that's something that I try to talk with our clients all the time is an investment means that you're taking money and you're putting it somewhere so that it grows. It doesn't just stay the same or decrease. So the same with your marketing budget. You should be thinking about how can I turn this $100 into $500 of profit? And if you do it properly, marketing is an investment. So I know it can be hard to just be like, oh my gosh, like, that's, $100 a month. Give it 2 or 3 months. And I promise you, you will start to see the results coming in and you will see the difference in that it makes. Okay, so first, before we go into text and some more talking on pictures, I want to talk about shops. So Facebook and Instagram, again, they're different companies, but they're both owned by Facebook. They realize that online shopping is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. In fact, it's cemented itself through the pandemic. If you have a retail location, I don't recommend putting everything on your site because that can take a lot of time. But you definitely need to have some type of digital store for maybe your hottest items or seasonal items, so that you can engage with people that aren't in Auburn, that they may be across the United States, maybe across the world. And that's just more opportunity for you to increase your sales because there's only so much foot traffic that can come to Auburn. And the foot traffic digitally is almost limitless. So I'm going to share with you my screen because I'm going to talk to you about, well, actually, we'll go to Facebook first. So I'll share my Facebook page or my Facebook screen. And then we'll talk about how the store works on Facebook. And then we'll talk about it for Instagram as well. Okay, so here is our Facebook page. We don't have a shop because we don't have products, but if you do have a shop, this is where you set it up right here. So you click on Manage Shop and you click on Start Shop Setup. And what's so cool about this is you can tell Facebook, I want people to check out on my website. I want them to actually check out on Facebook and Instagram. And that's why for those of you guys that either don't want to invest the money in an online store, or you just can't because you're just cash strapped, you don't even need to build an online store. You can have it all on Facebook and Instagram because you can have the checkout process right there. And then direct message, that I've actually never used that, but I'm guessing it's if you don't have a payment gateway. So what that means is you need to set up a Stripe account or Clover or Square or PayPal, and you need to connect it to either your website or to your social media so that you can accept those payments. I'm assuming direct messages if you need to do Venmo or cash or check. So you'd select whichever option is best for you, and then you click on Get Started. I'm actually not going to do that because I don't want to set it up. But from here, it's very straightforward. It's literally just uploading pictures, putting a price, putting a description, and then having your store. And I'll show you what that store looks like in just a second. The other thing is, for those of you guys that have a Shopify store or other online stores, you can connect your social media to it. So it'll actually pull from your existing Shopify store, and you can tell it what you want it to show on social media. So it is a little bit time consuming to set up a store, but it is invaluable to how it can add to your business going forward, especially if you take the time and really commit to doing social media well and creating ads. I'm actually going to share with you guys my phone screen because I want to show you what it looks like on Instagram, and then we'll come back to Facebook. Let's see, there's that. Okay, I'm gonna find a store, and some of you guys may not have seen this, or maybe you have, and you wonder what it is. This little shopping bag, notice there's always subtle marketing. There's a little smile in the bag. So that's Instagram shopping. So if you click on that, it takes you to this page, and on here, there's all these shops that people have created. And I'm going to scroll down. I don't know if it's here anymore. I was looking, I found one earlier. Yeah, it's not on here anymore. This has one product. Let's do this. Oh, it's Adidas. I don't want to do Adidas. Let's try to find someone who looks like a local, or not local, but at least like a small business. No. Sorry, I had one all lined up and they refreshed my feed. Let's see, let's do this one. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I don't know where, let's see, where are these people located? I don't know, it doesn't say, it just says USA. So here's what will happen. Once you have a store, notice it says view shop right here. If you click on this, it has your shop that pops up. And people can click on this. So I'm gonna click on this. And they can add to cart, buy now. I mean, everything's on here. They don't have to leave Instagram to purchase this. The other thing is they can actually send this. So this little paper airplane icon is cool because they can send it to a friend and be like, hey, look at this. Like, this is so awesome. Like, look what I found. Like, that's why social media is so cool, is because it's not only a place where people can interact with you, but you can get free advertising by other people sending your products to their friends or family. Okay, so that's what the store looks like on Instagram, but here's where Instagram really is cool, I think. So notice there's these little bags, the bags that we clicked on down here on these posts. Well, if you click on that, these little dots pop up, and you can either click on each individual dot, or, oh, they went away. Or you can click on this down here. So if I clicked on that, it tells you what's in this photo. I don't know if that's in your guys' way. It says in this photo, here's what it is right there. So you can actually post. So let me go back. Let me click on this. So the dots aren't showing up. They should. Oh, there it is. So they're not dots anymore. They're these. So you can, this post has 2 products tagged in it. It's got this conditioner and I don't know, forgive me. I don't know my beauty products very well, but if you're like, hey, I want to know more about that, you click on it. All right, cool. And then you purchase it. So what's great is, as a business owner, you can think about, okay, I've got, the holidays are coming up. What do I want to put out there for people to purchase as gifts? Let's say it's this perfume right here. You take a great shot of the perfume, maybe a video, because you can do this with video. Instagram allows you to tag pictures, tag video with products. You shoot it, You upload it, you make a post, you tag it with the product. There's the dots I was talking about. You click on the dot, it opens them up, and people can click on that and purchase it for Christmas without actually having to leave Instagram at all. It's very, very popular, and it's very effective at selling stuff online. I'm going to stop. Are there any questions?
I don't have any in the chat box.
Okay. Cool.
You're just so thorough today.
Knocking it out of the park. So I used to teach, I don't know if I said that in the very beginning, but I used to teach math and computer science in Rockland, like for 8 years. And then I started my company 3 years ago, but I always wondered if no questions either meant no one was paying attention or I was just doing a great job. So I'm gonna say that it's the second one. So let's go back to Facebook really quick. So, and I'll show you what a store looks like on there. In fact, let's check out this company that we were just looking at. So Leon, all right, I'm gonna type this in, Leon. USA. Here we go. So if you click on their shop right here, this is their online shop, and it looks like everything's out of stock. But you can search on it right here. And then what's cool is Facebook and Instagram have really like collaborated and made it to where you can do pretty much everything you want in either platform for the other one. And so they actually show like a hybrid form of their Instagram profile right here. But if you were to click on shop now, it actually takes you to their website. So that's why I was saying you can have it in both places. You can have a shop here and you can have a link to your actual website. So the capabilities are pretty much endless, and the possibilities are endless. I highly recommend if you have a retail location to do some type of an online shop. You can do an online shop for services. You just have to be a little bit more creative about how you market it, because then it would become basically having pictures represent what that service is about and then having descriptions for it. So it's not a bad idea. It's just I haven't seen it done a whole lot. I have seen it done a little bit. It's just retail sales just lends itself so well because it's usually products that you're selling. Okay, let's talk about copy for a second. So, and then we'll wrap up with pictures since we've already talked about pictures a lot. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys some tips on writing copy, and I'm going to go over, well, I'll go over ad copy next week, but I want to go over how to write just regular, just good copy and how to use emojis appropriately. I actually wrote a blog for our website, and I said that emojis are like ranch dressing. So if anyone out there is like me, love ranch dressing, and basically ranch dressing is pretty much good on most things. But if you put too much on, it just gets really gross and it's just unappetizing. And emojis are the same way. Emojis are perfect. And you can include emojis with every single post, as long as it makes sense and that you use them appropriately. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of our clients that we've written posts for and how to properly use emojis. And we'll actually talk about how to write text for your audience. So I'm going to go back to Facebook. Okay, so I'm going to go to Range, Kitchen, and Tap. So let's go to their posts. All right, so for instance, one thing that I said on day one was you want to share your followers recommendations of you. So this is what we did for Range. Someone recommended, Justin Kennedy recommended Range. So we shared his recommendation and we said our appetizer game is strong with a strong emoji. That's an appropriate way to use emojis. It's people think it's clever or cute and they move on. You wouldn't want like 5 of them or like a sweaty face, because that just seems weird with food, even though it's like working out. The other thing that I want to show you guys, and I'm going to switch over to this tab. So this is a brand new client of ours. They're in the Bay Area. We built them a website and we're doing the social media. They do bathroom renovations. That's all they focus on, is just bathroom renovations in the Bay Area. So this post right here, and we just launched their social media last week. So that's why they only have 5 posts and 6 followers. But if you click on this, we wrote, it says, rate the following statement with a thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down if you disagree, and that's kind of like a shirking face where if you're not sure, kind of like, I don't know. This is a great way to use emojis for 2 reasons. One is you're using them to replace the word thumbs up and thumbs down, which is great. Like that's what a lot of emojis are there for. But it's interactive. So that's one thing that I wanted to start off by talking about copy is make your posts interactive. If you're constantly just putting like yourself out there on your clients or your customers, and you're not making it more of a dialogue, if it's just one way, it's not as fun for people. So we tried having fun. And so basically, I'll read this again. It says, rate the following statement with a thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down if you disagree, or a shirking emoji if you're not sure. And so the statement is, having a bathtub is a must in a bathroom. So again, we only have 5 followers right now. We haven't even begun running ads for them yet. So this person said, thumbs up, more for the wife than for me. Engagement is the only way to get more out of your social media posts for free. If you can write copy that gets people to engage your posts, Facebook will, for free, show your post to more people, because their goal is to get more people using Facebook more often. So if your post is causing people to comment, to actually use their phone for a few more seconds longer, they're going to take your post and show it to more people for free. So don't just think of it as a one-way conversation. And usually businesses think of it as, hey, look at us, buy this, come eat here. Talk about something that maybe has nothing to do with your business. It could be something happening in the town. Like for instance, the accident today that blocked 80, that almost caught a good chunk of the area on fire. Luckily, the firemen were on it and took care of it. But you could just reach out on social media. It's just, hey, like, hope everyone's doing okay. I'm sorry you guys are stuck in traffic. We are too. Send us a screenshot of what you're doing to keep to pass time in the car. And that's a great way for people. They can't necessarily send pictures on Instagram, but on Facebook they could upload a picture of like maybe them with like a coffee, or they've got a podcast on, or their kids are in the back and they're listening to an audiobook or something like that. So try to think of your social media as a two-way street, where a majority of your posts, I would probably say 75% of your posts are going to be showcasing you, but that other 25% should be engaging. And it should be fun. I mean, think about what would you want to see? What would make you comment on a post? So I'm going to use this post as an example. It's short and sweet, and it's right to the point. You don't have to like add a bunch of intro or like tie it up nicely. You can just say like, rate the following statement with a thumbs up if you agree, or a thumbs down if you disagree. That can be something. That can be a post type. something else for like restaurants. It could just be like featuring our, I don't know, our burger, let's say, and or if it's a more like refined dish where it's like there's lots of things going on in it, talking about the dish and then listing the ingredients afterwards is a great way to add relevant content. Because if you just say, here's our lasagna, like, okay, great, like there's the lasagna. I mean, people aren't necessarily gonna like it unless it's a great, amazing picture of lasagna. But use that opportunity to talk about, like, here's our lasagna, it's made with, X, Y, and Z, and we get it from this market, which would be a great opportunity to tag another business that you frequent. So when writing copy, you have your emojis, and then you want to be short and to the point, but then tag when you can. So if like I said, if you're a restaurant and you go to the farmer's market here in town, tag the farmer's market, or tag the farm that you purchased the ingredients from. You can shout out other businesses. So some of, like, if you're a salon, let's say, and 3 days a week you stop at a local coffee store and get your daily latte or your 3 day a week latte, tag them in the post for two reasons. One is it shows not only your followers, but it shows other businesses that you're tagging that you appreciate them and that you're recognizing them, and maybe they'll shout you out as well. Because here's what would be cool. Let's say that you shouted out Poor Choice, let's say. Poor Choice is a great coffee shop. They're really successful. They have a great social media and a great social media following. If you said, hey, just stopped and got my latte at Poor Choice, tag them, and then they shared your post on social media, because they have so many followers, you'll probably gain some followers because of that for free. I mean, I guess the cost of the latte, but you're going to have that anyways. So think about how you can partner, I mean, informally and formally, which I can talk about that in a little bit, how you can partner with other businesses informally to not only spread their brand, but also yours. And also, do the same. If someone comes to you, a person or a business, and does business with you, posts it, and you're able to share that content, share it, because it shows everyone that you're open to just the community, and that you want to basically see everyone succeed, and that your feed is not just about you. No one, while social media can sometimes feel like it's all about you, or it's all about other people, break the mold a little bit and try to make it more of a community. So that's the other thing, is you can actually partner with other businesses formally, where you can say, hey, every third Thursday of the month, let's share each other's posts, or let's do something deliberate. And it could be a complementary business. So it could be a bike shop and a running shop, let's say in Auburn. And on a Friday, so posting on a Friday for the weekend, like, what are you going to do outside? Oh, hey, like, Auburn bike shop, like, they're going to be doing this. Running store, they're going to be doing that. So then you get this cross pollination, and you will both see growth in your followers, and also hopefully in your business. There's lots of, I wouldn't, you don't necessarily need to partner with your competitors. That's not what I'm saying, but with either complementary businesses or businesses that have nothing to do with who you are. If you're able, I know it's, the pandemic right now, but if you're able to take your team out to lunch, tag the restaurant, take a team picture, because it shows that you guys are having fun to your following. Tag the restaurant, and then maybe they'll share that. And again, it's another way for you guys to get free marketing that doesn't cost anything. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I don't know if there's any questions.
I don't see any.
Oh, great. Cool. Okay.
I'm going to go with the people are listening, but you're doing such a great job.
Thanks, Jackie. Okay, so I'm going to go over next week. I'm actually going to share with you guys a template that you can use that will help you create good ad copy. But I'll actually go over You know what? Actually, I'll save it because there's not as many people on this call. So I'll save it for next time. But I'm going to give you guys a template, and you can use it for ads, but you can also use it for non-ad posts or organic posts. It'll help you organize your thoughts around what you're actually trying to say for whatever you're trying to sell. And you can use it for any type of product or service. And so, all right, so I just saw some comment. Thank you. Oh, okay. So this is actually from my wife. She's watching. So she says, I have a question about shops. It says I can't link products that I'm selling through Amazon, like books, on Instagram through Facebook, though Facebook allows it. Is that correct? Or am I missing a way to do it on Instagram? That is a great question. I don't know that. Here's what I would assume. Since Instagram is app-based for the most part, I wonder if there is a reason, because, well, that doesn't make any sense. I actually don't know. I will find out and I will get back to you. Because yeah, Facebook, it should allow it on both, because a link is a link in my opinion. So it says that only Amazon can sell through their domain on Instagram. Interesting. I wonder if it has to do with domains where they only allow one domain to sell on Instagram at a time. And since technically anything you sell on Instagram, if you're an Instagram merchant, is tied to Instagram, Amazon's domain, you wouldn't be able to link it because Amazon's already linked it. So we'll figure that out. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks for the nice comments. Okay, so I forgot what I was going to say. Pictures, we can talk about pictures. So I have a couple other things I want to show you guys on Canva. Let's see. Oh, actually, someone asked a question that I'm going to answer right now. And we actually got an email. They emailed the chamber. So I am going to answer the question right now. So here's the question. They were wondering, how do you, they said in the email, you mentioned that you can post from Instagram to other platforms. And they said, can you go over that again? So yes, I'm going to go over that one more time, and then we'll talk about pictures. So again, there's lots of different versions of Instagram floating around right now. So for me, for this profile, I'm going to click on this hamburger menu right here at the top. And I'm going to click on settings. Sorry, I'm going to go slower because they specifically asked me to go over this a little bit slower. So click on the hamburger menu. Yours might be down here or over here on the right, actually. And then I'm going to click on settings. And then I'm going to click on account. So I'll go back. Account for me is right here. Yours, again, lots of different versions. Yours on this screen, yours might say link accounts or linked accounts. Click on account. Again, right here, it also might say linked accounts or links. Mine says sharing to other apps. So I'm going to click on that. And this is where you can click on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. I don't know these other ones. You can click on them, set up your profile, connect them, link them to Instagram so that when you post from Instagram, it automatically gets sent out to Facebook and Twitter. Okay, perfect. I'm going to go back to Canva. Okay, so Canva is great. The reason why I'm using Canva is because it's accessible to a lot of people. I can't get rid of this. There we go. We use Canva sometimes. It depends. We have different plans for different clients. So some of our lower plans, which means that we would need to do things a little bit more quickly. We would use Canva, and then we use Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator for other clients. So if you just need basic social media or basic graphic design, Canva is a great tool. However, I will get on another soapbox. Professional graphic design is really important for things like your logo, items that are going to be handed out to the public, like lots of people, like brochures. There's a time and a place to spend money on graphic design, assets for your website. So, but Canva is great for just quick and easy social media posts. Okay, so we talked about video. So, and then we've talked about pictures as far as like where to actually get free pictures. And I'll share that with you one more time. There's a couple of them. There's Pexels, which that, I don't know why I have that saved as videos, but it's videos and pictures. So Pexels, PEXELS.com is great. Unsplash, Unsplash is awesome. And then there's another one called Pixabay.com, and that's great as well. So you have Unsplash, Pixabay, and Pexels. But if you pay for Canva Pro, you also get all these pictures. So, okay, so I'm going to go over just a couple things on here, just very briefly. So, because we're quickly running out of time. So one of the things that I put on, I'm looking at the schedule for that the chamber put on. So basically how to make great posts for non-designers, that would be the templates. So there's tons of templates. And I won't get into the ins and outs of Canva, but you can save colors. So if I click on this color right here, I can actually, so like here's dedicated designs. This is our color palette. You can save your brand's color palette so that you can just easily click over here and change things. So if I wanted to make this, more dedicated designs, I could change this whole palette over, and this might look, yeah, it's gonna probably look a little ugly, but you know, you can change all of this over to very quickly over to whatever colors you want. So the other thing is, so this is just a stationary picture. You can actually animate it on Canva. So there's animate, and if I said rise, it would actually bring everything up like in this animated rise form. So if you just keep clicking on it, it'll preview it for you. And then you download it as a video and then upload it, and it actually shows up just like that. I don't know if you guys remember what I said about text, but you try not to put much text on an image. Like this right here, I would never use this template. Way too much text. It's not what you want. Here's how I would do this. If you wanted this to be your post, I would get rid of all of this. And I would bring all this up a little bit more. Oh, that's like half of a fork. Oh, it's a picture. I got it. So I would just make this image take up more of the post. And then you can rotate these around. I'm trying to do this quickly because I want to get to the actual point of this, which is this is what should stop people. So you don't want the text to be on the post because Facebook will flag that and make it not be seen as very many people. So you want to have this so it stops people. And then going back to what we were talking about earlier, You want to get right to the point. Your very first line, because like on Instagram, in fact, here I'll share with you my my phone screen. So if I go to Instagram, like, so see where it says more right here? You basically have this much to grab people's attention. So that's where emojis come in great. If you could put like the trumpeting emoji, and you could say like, you know, bratwurst special or something like that. Like it, you want to make sure that that first line, because the image should stop people, and then they should look down to here and be like, oh, like, and then read. And that's the most efficient way so that your posts will get seen, because you're avoiding you're avoiding text on this image, which means more people are going to see your post. It's a great image. I'm not saying this is a great image. Maybe, yeah, that's a great image. Oh, hey, it's me. So you've got a great image, and then this will cause them to take literally you don't even know you do this, but your eyeballs take like a split second to look down. And if this is colorful with an emoji or two, and it gets right to the point, people will click on more right here and say, oh, like that's all, and then they read it, and it you know, you get more people engaging your posts. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. I'm really excited about next week, and I hope that there might be some questions, and we'll get to those, but I really hope you guys can make it back next week, because we're going to go over ads. And I hope that you can ask, you know, your friends or your colleagues or your family members to join, that they might find that valuable, because I'm going to show you how to set up ads properly so that I'm just looking at the comments. Jackie, what did you mean by Pexels no and Pixabay yes and Unsplash no?
Rob Haswell asked about the free apps, if you have to sign up and create an account.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see that. But anyways, next week's going to be, it'll be the end, so it'll be kind of sad. But and I think we're talking about doing something like this, maybe even a little bit more focused. That's actually more one-on-one in the future. So stay tuned for that. But definitely next week will be really important, talking about setting up ads on both Facebook and Instagram.
Does anyone else have any questions for Josh? I guess that means you're super informative today. I want to thank Josh so much for helping us out with this. We've had so many requests, and I really believe that it's the traffic and the craziness. I just found out there's another fire in town. So it's just one of those days where I think that no one has a chance to jump on, or there's no internet, because a lot of people have no internet right now.
Yeah.
So luckily, all of these will be online, and you can go back and review them. And like Josh said, we're putting together a more direct learning experience as well. So thank you all for coming. Thank you, Josh. And I will see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.